Hello and welcome to the next episode of this series, which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now, it wouldn't be a disaster episode if something didn't go wrong early, and it has. The clip that this camera is holding has just broken. I've literally just got it out my suitcase, so I've just landed back from the Philippines, and there's been loads and loads of content up on the Global Life Travels channel, and there's lots of that still to come. So if you are interested in that, then head your way over to that channel. But for today, I think we need to sort out, well, some of this. We are in the process of putting together a huge theme park. If you've been following some different bits and pieces, we have made good progress over on this side of the table. The table behind me is supposed to be, well, all of this. This is the broken Ninjago stuff because I fell through a table and I'm in the process of repairing all of that. But it's just too hot up here to be up here for a long period of time, and I can't build it out of here because I've then got to carry it up the loft ladders. So I just wanted to do something relatively simple. So that is basically going to try and sort out, I think, this corner. We've got three units that we need to try and figure out. The Jurassic Park, I don't know. The Stranger Things unit, I don't know. The Harry Potter does need to go in somewhere. Now, the gates also need to go somewhere. I could just potentially get away with the gates leading in to another zone. That wouldn't be too much of a problem. All of the loop coaster, that is in. We've got the Ghostbuster Firehouse, that's all in, and we're getting there. So it is going to be one big theme park. Everything is now being zoned out, but there are one or two little niggles that I need to sort out before the dreaded base plating and tiling starts, because as you know, if you've got a display, when you start doing that, it gets a lot much harder to move. But this is the first time I've been up here in nearly a month, and I forgot how much of a tip I left it in, trying to grab all the suitcases and everything from underneath the table. And of course, all of that needs to go back. But if you did catch the last episode, or the last upload, which was a little while ago now, we did tuck into this, and this is slowly starting to come together. I need to carry on downloading all the instruction booklets, so I still can't find them, but like I said, it's just too hot for today to carry on with that. But keep your eyes peeled for the next upload, so I would imagine there'll be some more Ninjago progress, shall I say. So with that being said, we've got stuff in that corner to get on with, so let's get to it. So Harry Potter and Batman and Lord of the Rings and Batman, the only way that would work in the same sentence is the Lego Batman movie, because there is Easter eggs to all of that in there with all regards to the villains and things like that. And that is what I am going to try and create over in this corner. The fan will obviously disappear at some point. That will go in maybe underneath the table as a completely different display. So I might put an airport somewhere, and I might put a parking lot and all that kind of thing there, big car park. They will go underneath the table somewhere eventually, and underneath this table, which we're not even going to go over to that side for today, there's all the Star Wars stuff that needs to be sorted out. It's either going to get sorted or sold. I am on the fence with that now, just with regards to the space, effort, time, and of course the cost of all of the new Star Wars sets. There's a limit, and they are getting very, very expensive. I can still use the stuff that I've got. It's just not might add anything to it. But I have got the cantina, which would be a perfect calf. But that is going to be a different episode and a different discussion at some other time. Now, the Ninjago boat is there. The plan of attack for that is to go down the middle of this display, and we're going to wrap it all the way around. And I think this should just be a good standalone Ninjago table. But as per normal and always, I think this is a big problem with a lot of people. How do you make your alley work? I want it like that. I want it so you can just see, get yourself down there and just see exactly what's going on. Maybe make it a little bit wider, maybe 8 studs wider. The only place I can put that for it to work like that is potentially diagonally in that corner coming out, and then I have to have the modulars coming off as 2 L shapes. Now if I do that, I'm going to commit to something and it's going to be interesting. Obviously, the other thing that I can do is just have the alleyway as an Easter egg as part of the modular system. They just carry on facing forward. It just carries on basically off that corner. So we just pull those two out, we just create an L shape. From that L shape, we've got the big eyeball, and then we basically got like a Lego movie corner. So that I think is doable, but I do want to try and create an alleyway because I think it looks nice as an alley. At the same time, if I ever got the bank, again, all comes down to cost and things like that, could that work where the fan is? And then if the fan wasn't there, do I end up getting the Lord of the Rings eyeball and put that somewhere else? Because obviously space is always a problem, especially when the roof is this slanted. So I think the first thing I'm going to try and do is, because I have this space at the moment, and this is another reason why I don't want to fill this table up too quickly and those boxes are on the floor, is because it gives me the opportunity just to put this, hold you there, and just hope that you don't tip over. God, the camera's very, very hot already. We'll move these bikes, move the Joker, pull this out, and we will see exactly what is what. Because I think if I put you there, I just do not want to break this. If I put you there, put that there. This thing is massive, as you can see. It is a big old set. We've got a lot of space on this table, a lot of space, and there's a couple of base plates of space. Oh, just here as well. That's gone forever. So we've got a little walkway that will be appearing here. I can put 2 more modulars just there, so that's not too much of a problem at all. So 2, it's either going to be half. It could be the pet shop, and it could be the assembly square. We've got the corner, yeah, so you can see what we're going to try and do. But let's start off by just seeing, can we do a 2 and 2 and make this work? Or do we do a 3 and a 1 on the corner? What do we do with this? Because it's difficult to get in, because obviously these are all open back, which look great, but then at the same time, I do want these in, so they could just sit back like that, and obviously could then just put the next one in, and it's basically a blink and you miss. It works, they look okay. It is obviously not as deep as a 32 by 32, so we've got to figure out what we're going to do with that. So if I put 2 of these side by side and actually spin another light round like that, and come on, like that, that might be a little bit brighter. Right, next one is coming over. So that is 2 of them. Now I know both of these are going to fit side by side, because I know that is good enough space for those 2. Now I could potentially put the 3rd one in, pull that one out, and then just carry on as the L, and it's all opened up. Put the Joker back there, and it's just against that back wall. There's no harm in doing that whatsoever. But does it work like that? Do I want it as an actual alleyway? I know I can get it to fit in like that, and let's be honest, that doesn't look too bad mixed in with the buildings, because it is just in a hidden alleyway, but I would like it to try and be a working thing. Now, I have tried for a long time in different locations to try and get this to fit. Now, again, we've got the option of just coming in at the angle, just like this, and then put the next 2 on. And obviously you just see it from this side, and we just figure it out from there. I don't really think that is going to work, doing it like that, but it would be quite nice to try and get that in. Let's get the other one and just see what is what. Again, I'm on a time limit, so I'm rushing, and it is extremely hot up here. So if I just push the next one in, like so, push that one down to there, like so. Put this one over and round, like so. That is your alley, which always looks fantastic on camera. I do love the orange right at the very end. Now, it looks great just like that. And obviously with it angled, you can't really see too much. Now, if this corner unit, for example, went to there and it covered the sides, well, let's be honest, that doesn't look too bad at all. Because if I had another modular the other side and actually created a hidden alley, because I could just put another corner unit on the other side, because all you're left with is a little bit of an open back on there with a spider's web, which I can get away with, and that sits quite nice on this one. But don't forget, on this side, it actually does take you down an actual alleyway. So potentially, this one would be where the actual bank would go. That could work. The track with the bank, and it goes there. So that layout, potentially, if I just used a corner unit, this is the thing that I was just trying to do, is figuring out, can I hide the back? So what would it look like, do we think, if I just put another one here? How much space am I going to lose? Are we actually even gonna, worry or see? That doesn't look horrendous. What does look bad is obviously this fan. So this fan needs to move, so we'll get the fan out of the way. God, that camera's burning hot now. Get that fan gone. Obviously what I don't want to do, to hit the roof, is lose base plate space. That is something I do not want to be doing. But we can potentially make this a little bit different, because that could come off there, that could get pushed back onto there, so we could still have 3 base plates here, because that would, I reckon, he says, is it putting up a fight? That would go back, that would go back, that would go back. So yes, we've got three base plates and a bit of a wiggle room, so that's not too much of a problem. That just cuts that corner. We can cut another base plate to fit on there. I reckon, without even having to measure it, the ride for the Harry Potter would be too big to go in that corner, because obviously that's the perfect bit, isn't it? We just have a 32 by 32 base plate in the corner, which is what that one actually is, and it's just the ride at the corner, and this just shimmies over so it's in line with that 32 by 32. So for example, we come over as far as we can there, they come over, that comes over, and then the other one then is a 32 by 32 space, and we're laughing. But I don't think that's going to work. But we have got a big bit of space there. That is going to be an issue, because we are going to lose something on there. But we could put another one in there and have something going across. So that is option number 1, just a hidden thing within the Batman display. Maybe it would make more sense if it was just going to nowhere and it was just pushed to the back and it just was sticking out. We could try that. As you can tell, I'm getting very hot. So yes, it's just doing different options. If I actually put the other corner unit, see, that works. That is perfect, because you can go through the alleyway and then you carry on with the path. So if that, like that, isn't a problem. The only thing you do lose is then you lose that little bit of wedge just there. But you could have something like that, have those 3 like so, and then you've got your path through, because you've then got that there, those 3 modulars is obviously for that Joker thing, so the Joker thing just goes there. I wonder if the best place is, I wonder if this is the best, hang on. I wonder if we can actually get this in so it looks like it's always been there, and we just have to rearrange some of these. So that has to move. I just hope it's coming across on the camera that it's okay-ish. Now that one comes away. That is right there. So that is all you can see at the moment. Then this one comes out, because obviously that is the restaurant. And then, will that fit? That one went at the front of the table. That one goes there. So if they were to be pushed, now if they were to be pushed back like that, we could carry on with the footpath, and we now can actually have an alleyway straight down the middle, and we can just have a, wow, this could work. This could work. All by mistake, this could work, mind. So that then went like that. That then went like that. We've got an option of just putting down a couple of bits and pieces. Let's be honest, there's the cinema inside this shadow box display works absolutely fine. This can be pushed over so we can actually have, I know the camera's all bouncy, but I'm doing my best not for it to tip forward. That went there. We've got a base plate coming off the arm. Base plate there, splendid. Please be the perfect size of this shadow box, and it lines up. I just need, for once, just for it to fit by the stud. It might, but I also have a pin sticking out the back of this, which is not ideal. Hang on. I don't know what you can see, but all of these are, they connect together, and they have got pins in, so you can actually pull these back to back. There's a lot of different things you can do, right? That pin is out. Oh, it fits flush. Well, the shadow box, to all of this time, might be coming up trumps. I have got the opportunity, if I wanted to now, to make this alleyway slightly wider, if required. So, cinema, hidden alleyway. Obviously this would be the car park for whatever. Another potentially modular in there, or just something slightly smaller. Will this fit back in there? Oh my days, something's actually working for me. That's just ridiculous. So we could have it like that. That would be fine, because I know that bit's open, but I can get away with doing something with that, so that's not too much of a problem. But obviously, if I really wanted to be mean, you would do that. Oh, you're over. That's what I didn't want to happen. That pin comes out. You do that, and you just tuck all of that in. Now it looks very, very busy, but it is an alleyway tucked into the display. But I can, like I said, bring these all the way forward, so to the front of the table, and you can get in the alleyway through here. But I think, from a theme park point of view, you're going to need the path to walk down, I reckon. So is this the best place to do this? Or do I do it off the wall here? Because we've got all of that space over there. That's obviously all very, very tight. Obviously, I'm not going to leave it like that because the pet shop is just there. That is open. Put something a little bit smaller where those pieces are, so that could potentially work. And then we've got all of the bits in, so I will tidy that up. This video is going to be short because I just want your advice. And then it's something I can mess around with later on in the week, especially when it's this hot. You only want to be up here sort of 20 minutes, half an hour maximum, because you do start to melt. Now, we've got that whole back run, which is what, 3 base plates there, plus that base plate just over there. So we have got space for things. So if I was to take the pet shop out, don't know what I would put there. Because really, if I could, I would put the other Harry Potter thing at the back and do it for height, which would then be the best place potentially would be here. You'd have the run in front of it, and then the Joker Manor comes over that way. Just don't know if it looks too crammed. I don't know where else I can just hide it in. Because it needs to be surrounded by the modulars, really. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that side. I don't like the pet shop with the bank. And because the palace is actually hiding the open back there, I can obviously put something there, and this just then brings all of this in as an enclosure, but I can still see all of the base and everything from that. So when that's tidied up, I think that would look nice. Get all the other vehicles in there, because we've got the 2 bikes, you've got his car, you've got the 66 in there, and then obviously we've got the artwork and stuff up on the wall. But this has been bugging me, as you can tell, for quite a while. Just don't know what the other good option is, because if we were to hide it and we did it that way, I don't even know if you're going to see it as an alleyway, because if I did don't forget, we haven't done the original idea yet. I'm just trying to get it in as an alleyway. If not, it would, I think, fit all the way across the back. But this is obviously takes up less. I think it takes up less space. So the obvious thing to do is that. Come around the corner of the bank, walk through, down your alleyway, and then you carry on. And that would be a road or whatever. This then goes back potentially where it was, or it goes into the corner, because that is a 32 by 32 base plate, so that then gives us the bookmark there. Got a modular to go there, and then that bit just goes in front, and you can see it as a little bit of an alleyway down that way, and you can get through. And obviously then what I could do from this side actually is put another full modular on this corner, which that would be the ride for the Harry Potter, wouldn't it? That's what could be just as a silly little Easter egg inside the Batman DC section. You just walk down the alleyway, in the ride you go, then you carry on, and then you're there. We put the police station beside it. What can we do with this? What can we do to make this work? Because these two have to go side by side, let's be honest. So that works perfectly because you've got the soaps and suds there. Wraps it round up to the police station. You've got the soaps and suds sign, nothing's hiding. You've got the rooftop. And that is now enclosing that area. Now, I probably am being a little bit thick because what I could more than likely do is just push all of this over this way to give myself more space this end, because we don't need that huge gap over that way. So if I was to do that, for example, and then do that, and then do that, does that work? Probably not. It's a little better before. Oh, it's getting hot. Getting hot. Right, right, my head is now just starting to throb. So, unless you've got a loft, I don't think you'll ever understand how hot it is in here. Right, so this is obviously just a test, and I want to share this with you if you think that works, because that would just be a different path to the front. I like those two in front there. I just don't know. Would that be better there? Would it fit there? If that could fit, if it could fit there, then we've got quite a bit of space for stuff. But I think this is going to be too big. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. So it was there. I could just have it at the angle and then have the alleyway behind it as a proper little Easter egg, because this is such a peculiar shape and it's so nice that if that went like that, for example, you've got everything else behind it. But then you've got all of that wasted space, which you could make for display. But if it went just in here, doing this with one hand really is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Let's see if we can find the home for this. Oh. Not good, not good. No. Just a little bit too big. So it would have to go there. That doesn't hurt it either. So that just went toasty out, toasty, toasty, toasty. So if that went in and back, it's actually the first time I put those two together, because you've technically got Wayne Manor and then the shadow box behind, which doesn't look bad. I don't think that looks bad. And then we've got space here, and then we've got space here for future stuff. And then if it doesn't work, then obviously we can pull that out. But these road plates would be easy enough. So I think it is probably best if I push them back. You don't really want a 32 by 32 road plate just there. But how many? We would have 2 more base plates for space. So we might have lost, because this was across the angle. So we have technically got 4 units in over 2 base plates, but it's coming out this way. And then we got the other 2, and that restaurant would go just there. And then that is everything. That is then everything back in. And as you can see, we've got 32 by 32 for space just over there. So that would be okay. So we can do whatever we want with that. Extend the path. We don't need a path. So it's just a big enough gap so you'll be able to see the police station there. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this. When it cools down a little bit, I can have a bit more of a play, because maybe if this was angled like so, and it was round like so, and it was just literally in front of the shadow box, you see that. And then as you come around this way, see the back of the shadow box, and then you see the bits over the top, and then that is just one display. And then you can see all this clearly enough. Or of course, it's easy enough just to put back. The Harry Potter doesn't go here whatsoever, and it goes just underneath the table. I just wanted to try it because I know I'm looking at this, how long this is left. The laptop will need my attention now anyway, and I'm far too hot. So that is a really, really quick video of, does the alleyway work within this bit? Don't forget, it's supposed to be a theme park, and adding in what was supposed to be the Lord of the Rings little eyeball, the eyeball eventually, as an Easter egg to the actual film, and then maybe the alleyway as an Easter egg to the film. It's definitely something that could be potential. It's not, just wanted it as an alleyway. I think we saved space having it like that. And we have got options for other bits and pieces, or it just doesn't go there at all and it goes underneath the table, or it just goes somewhere else. Because that is too nice of a set not to have anywhere. Because if this was pushed all the way back, so you had footpath, alleyway, footpath, yes, it just hides too much, doesn't it? You just can't see that, which is a shame. The only other, because it's not big enough to have it like that way, you know what I mean? Because there's not enough space, otherwise I don't think it would have eaten into it as much. So if that, for example, spun round, this is where we're now off by just a couple of studs. Like that, for example, if it was spun round, as those two get pushed together, that one goes that way. So you have to have it as like basically an actual modular display, and that got pushed around there. So you've got the buildings technically there. I mean, they're hidden, but you can't see them for love or money. And then if this got pushed out, could you just carry on with the modular? So if this was there, for example, to here, that was there, that was there, because that doesn't look too horrendous there. And then we have got space for a road either side of the alleyway. So That, for example, spins around that way. That will go there. That's how much space you've got. That is the next one that goes there. And then you just have them back to back with a road just coming through, and you just have that on that side, that on that side, and you just use it as almost like a T-junction, which then really wouldn't make a difference how this one goes. You've got all of this space to do whatever you want with, so that could be pushed back that way. Bit of space out the front just there. All of a sudden it doesn't look as busy like that. Would have to put a smaller unit in that corner, I think. Or we'd have to think if we went all the way across the wall and came off as a T, or went into the wall and came off as a T. But having them back to back, you can see both sides of them there. This is a way of doing it. This is a modular layout, and we just created basically a double L. Obviously the bank doesn't work there. I just use that for reference, but the bank could go. The bank went back all the way to where it was at the beginning. Can I think I can push the the police station would work. Obviously I'm just messing around with these now with regards to different layouts and things. I think that's the best way of doing it. Try it with another modular over there. Just gonna on a different upload, I think, because as you can tell it is toasty. I will move the modulars around that to fit. I think that is the best way. I think that is the best way. Doesn't look silly. Just looks like it's part of a street, but it's just from Harry Potter rather than anything else. I want it to blend in. Could I do stuff like this, where we just add, see, you could potentially just add that one on to the end, and then the road comes in, you've got another one here, and then you've got another one just there. So we've got, what, 2 more base plates, 3 base plates of, so we haven't lost anything this way. Because I think it's better having the, because obviously the other easy thing to do is move the Joker behind the wall, which I'm not going to do in this upload. I'll do that in the next one, because I know if we start to lose that and we lose the track, it won't look as nice at all. But where that bank is right now would be the perfect place for the Gringotts bank with the roller coaster track, and it's just its own little thing within that display, and it's just a big, pretty blatant obvious Easter egg that it's in the Lego Batman movie. But I do like the fact that because this assembly square kicks in, you can still see everything. Like down there, for example, you can still make all your displays, you've got your path, you can see the fountain, not a problem whatsoever. And we've got this nice road which will happen all the way down, and then the road potentially could just carry on with another couple just here. And obviously this then should just line up with that one. So we'll do this in 2 parts because it's just too hot. I'll try and come back up here later on today or tomorrow when it's cooled down, and then we'll do a 2-parter on this, and you can let me know if it's actually a feasible thing, and if it works. If it works, it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't, does it? But I think that is the best way of doing it. So the next upload, I'm saying it out loud now, we'll move the Joker Manor to the back wall to see what it looks like and if it works and if it's any better. Because if it does, then obviously we can have a T-piece coming off at the front where we could potentially have a few modulars there just staggered. So we'd maybe start a modular here and then kick it in, because obviously we want to see, I want to see if the road lines up, and also then see if we need to move any of the modulars from this side over to this side or vice versa. But that does look, to me, stood here, I think it looks really, really nice. But I just don't know what it looks like on camera, so until I see it back. But of course, that is where that one started its life. Move over ever so slightly, so you can see just the opportunity we've got with the zigzags. I'm hoping that this will come all the way through, and because one of these is on the track, you actually be able to see through it and see the building that is behind it, so it won't actually block anything off either. And because these aren't as tall as the modulars, it's close, but they aren't far off at all. But they're just that little bit shorter. It does allow me to see into the far corner easy enough. And obviously the cinema will potentially don't like it lost there, so maybe move it over where the pet bit is and then put the pet the other side. So you've got plenty of bits and pieces to do in the next upload, so at least I know I can then actually mess around with the modulars, have a crack with this, and then we'll see what's what. So guys, let me know what formula you preferred out the three. Personally, I think that's the way it's going to have to be. As much as I want an alleyway, I just don't think there's any other way of doing it. But at least that has basically created a street corner inside of a Gotham bit. I think it just screams now me putting a base plate there and then getting the bank at some point. Then obviously I can relocate the other bits and pieces around. That needs attention. That back strip then needs attention. And then it will be very much a case of I've got the tiles just there. Well, in true traditional Disaster Series fashion, the camera has just completely overheated and I can't get the files off because it is too hot at the moment. So I'm waiting for that to cool down. So I'm actually doing the outro now and then I'll put the video together. So basically, I think what I was saying is we've got the tiles ready for the row plates and then we can start to match all of that up. But that is why the video is so short and sweet. Came with an error message, camera overheating, shutting down. That was it. So that is how hot it is up there. Don't forget that is a GoPro. Obviously, you're supposed to be walking around with those things to keep them cool. And it is what it is. But that is the first, no, that's the second ever time it's actually shut off on me. And the first time was actually walking around Legoland Malaysia. So that just says how hot it actually is. But I have had the camera now for a good few years. So again, in the comment section below, let me know what you think with regards to the layout of the alley. Do we like it where it's just as an L shape? The more I think about it, the more I think it works. I would, and I might potentially in the next upload try and put it across the table as like an L shape and just see what we can do. But I will go back up there in the biblical heat later on today when it cools down a little bit, if not tomorrow, and then I'll film the second part of that and I'll upload both of these parts quite close together. And then when I can be up there for longer than 35-40 minutes at a time with the camera not overheating, which obviously I don't want to be damaging that, we can then carry on tucking back into the Ninjago series and then figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the display. So guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.